cameras.
Oh, it's that one. Oh, I'm thinking, did you get Jason and Irene?
I don't think it needs it.
Okay. One minute.
I do it first today.
In the afternoon?
I just need that one.
Right. And I write
Again?
4:30. Okey dokey, it's 6 PM. I will call the October 21st, 2024 meeting to order. It is now 6 o'clock. We could stand for a quick moment of silence. Cindy, you want to lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the symbol of our friendship among the United cultures.
Thank you. Roll call, Cindy Gomez.
Here.
Jason Candelaria.
Here.
Irene Sanchez.
Here.
Jim Cooper, absent. He would try to make it if he could, and Alice Velasquez. A quorum is established. We will approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I second.
It's properly been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Ayes have it, motion passes. And that was Jason, right? You seconded?
Yes.
Oops. Okay, now, moving to the minutes of September 16th, 2024. Please review.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of September 16th, 2024 meeting.
It's properly been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of September 16th, 2024. Is there any discussion or corrections? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Ayes have it, motion passes. Is there any public comments that would like to be presented? Remember, it is a limit of 5 minutes. Anyone? Yes, Mary?
Madam President, board members, I'd like to congratulate January. She completed the business manager boot camp. She also completed the CPO training. So we now have a CPO on site, which is something that we need. So I'd like to congratulate her because I think she did a really good job.
Congratulations, awesome. Takes lots of courage to take on a family schedule, work schedule, and then working on your education. So we do congratulate you. Any others?
For encouraging.
Yes, ma'am, you just keep on going.
I just stuck with
Is there any other? Okey dokey. Let's see, where am I? Okay, school year 24-25 calendar revisions. And I believe that is in your packet.
Yes. Madam President, board members, when I first came on board, a lot of things were done and things were missing. So this is the final revision that we're looking at because teachers are working in some cases until 7. And so we've put in a couple of the early releases at 1. We added the one just before the Christmas holiday because they'll be here the 18th for the program. We have the one for the parent-teacher conference night. And then at the end of the year, we did not have a work day. And some of the things that we have been finding that are not completed in previous years, report cards and grades and different things, I need the teachers here so we can make sure that's all done and they go through a proper checkout to complete the school year. Because if they don't return, there's really no way to get other stuff back. So we did need to add those things. We did take away a work day in January to make up for any time that we used to do this. And also the October 31st is half day, but those extra hours can be counted as staff development.
What day in December is it?
It was the 19th for the holiday. It'll be a half day. We'll leave it 1. We want to feed the kids first and then let them go.
I have a question on that. December, should we have it with holiday program, or is that still an issue with
Oh.
this day?
It was on that, and you're probably right, because even it was originally Halloween, and we changed it to fall, we should have changed it to holiday.
That's the remote.
And before I send it out, we'll make that correction on the master schedule. So just you all, no one else
We
is
can't
seeing.
say Christmas?
Yeah, a lot of things we can't say. But you're absolutely correct. I should have caught that, and we'll just call it a holiday program, like we did the Fall Fest. Yes. But it has not gone anywhere, but, oh, and then, oh, yes, then we'll call that the holiday break. Oh, we could call it winter break. That way, and then,
Do you say Easter?
That's so crazy.
well, see, and that, you've always called it Easter Monday. That one, I don't, we call it spring break, we could call it, well, no, that one is what it is.
Easter Monday.
It is what it is. I don't think I could change that one, but we'll see. Maybe we won't take it off. We might have to use that one to make up if we have any snow days.
Do we have any snow days
No,
worked in?
no, and Rio Doso's calendar doesn't either. It's just trying to get everything in. And the judge is supposed to have the information on the lawsuit today, and he said about 5 days, and we would find out what next year's school days will look like. And I'll let you know as soon as I know. So we did that one. Any other questions?
So you said that some teachers were staying till 8,
Yeah,
so
when
you
you're-
have 1, 2,
Yeah,
3 days?
well, we have the Christmas program that's late, we have the fall festival that's late, and the kids help with that, so it's, a lot of, teaching, also teaching the kids, and can be taken as staff development that they're doing. And then Christmas, that one, and then we have the fiesta. So we're making sure that we have, because we want the teachers to come back.
The fiesta's not written on here.
No, it's a Sunday. We talked about the day. It's on a different calendar, but we did not put it on the school calendar. And I think did we say the 8th, Adam? Or the 9th?
The 10th.
The 10th.
You have all that.
That's Saturday.
Yes, the Saturday, the 10th, will be
Saturday.
fiesta.
Do you want me to put it on the calendar? I can add it, just on the
Okay.
side, we can,
Yeah,
we don't have to
but
mark it in a color, we
I,
can.
it would, might be nice that the parents know, since,
You're very well.
okay, so we'll add
May
that
10th.
one as well,
Make it that.
May 10th.
May 10th. So it'll be the first thing we have for May.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We tend to write things at the bottom, but we need to.
Yes.
Is sequential order.
Does anyone have any more questions about the calendar? No? We're good? We don't need action, right?
Oh, no, I put it
It's
as
already done,
information.
yeah.
When we, look at the first one for next year, all of this will be in place, and bring it for approval the first time, but most of this is, you know, pretty much you'd already approved.
4 days, we're still waiting on that. Well, keep our fingers crossed. Okay.
The next item I'm bringing forward, if any of you had a chance to read this, it was very disturbing. Because, if you'll look at, Hondo Valley Public Schools, this is from the Office of the Special Education. And this is a department that the governor put in place, above the special ed PED department. We received this letter and we were not the only one, but as you'll see, we are non-compliant in every item. Where we're not non-compliant, it stated that there was no determination. That's like being non-compliant in my book. So in looking at this, I called in the special ed department and we called the office and wanted to know why and where was the information, where was the data. Oh, this is a punitive is the answer I got, first answer. The other is, he was going to get somebody to call us back. Well, we called in September, right after we got the letter, we called because we wanted an appointment, a phone or a Zoom, so they could tell us specifically what we're doing wrong or what they found or didn't find. We haven't gotten that yet. All of the superintendents who received this have complained. It's not just us. And they want answers as well as to why all of this. Now, in our conversation, when he told the new state superintendent that it wasn't punitive, he does say come May 2025, it will be, is pretty much what he told us. So, you know, we're still looking at answers. We are looking at our special ed services. We are trying to make some changes, making sure all of our kids are being served the way they're supposed to be. I've developed a spreadsheet because I want to check it. So that's one of the things I'm doing to make sure that we are doing least restrictive, that we are doing, people are being served the way they're supposed to be served. But until we know exactly where our downfall is, we can't fix something we don't know exactly what it is. But we are looking at everything now to see if we can get a handle on what maybe it might be. We're not sure with that. So I did want you to know we got the letter. I did not want to hide it on my desk because I wanted to hide it on my desk. Because I felt you needed to know, because you're gonna hear, you know, even when you go to your meetings, you know, did you guys hear about the letter kind of thing? I wanna make sure you are told before you find out from someone else.
Has all of the IEPs for each child been reevaluated, or is it in progress?
It's in progress because we don't wanna have mass IEP meetings, because then their yearly will come up now at this time.
Right.
It is good to have them spread out, but of course I am concerned. In some cases, it looks like students could be overserved. I would like, if they really need resource, to do resource, they don't need an EA in the classroom. So every IEP, we're talking about that with parents. What do you want? What do you think your child needs? If it's something they think they need, then of course it'll stay in place. But the classroom teacher has to follow the modifications, has to do all of that once they leave the resource room in others. But that's not what's happening in Hondo. Last year, apparently you had 8 EAs. Now we're down to 4 report, trying to serve all the students that 8 people did with 3 or 4.
So we need
Yes.
more.
Well, we don't have money for more. And that's what got them in the problem to begin with. By having all of these, they had to give them kids to work with. So, and that's not really, when you go into an IEP meeting, what you're supposed to look
So
at.
some kids are there that would just put there just to have the teachers teach someone.
Well, maybe. I don't have the answer to that. I wasn't here. But I have a spreadsheet in my office that I created that shows what every student has. And you will see they've got this amount of time in resource and comparable time in inclusion. Inclusion, they have to have an EA.
What's that?
The educational assistant that helps the
Oh.
teacher, which isn't always necessary. We have 7 kids in one of those, classrooms. The teacher can provide the accommodations and modifications. We don't need an extra person. So those are things as we go through this that we are trying to, I don't want to use the word fix, but we're trying to make it, streamline is a good word to look at how things were done. Kids who need it, we're gonna give it to them. Kids who need it, they're gonna keep it.
Right.
But we have to look at what is best for the student, not the school.
Are there any new recommendations on testing more kids, or are we pretty solid with what we have? We haven't had any new diagnostic tests.
No one's asked for a referral, so we haven't had any new referrals. We have possibly 2 in the 4-year-old program that just came in, and so we're looking at that to see. But we have not done it yet because they're 3 and they're 4, and we just came to school. So they're still adjusting to school.
Are any of the already older kids in SATs, or we haven't noticed that, are we running a SAT on some kids?
The committee, the SAC committee.
Yeah,
We're doing that this morning on a 5th grader. Anytime it comes up, yes, we're having those.
Yes.
Not necessarily the upper grade, yes, but as they're coming up, that's, something we're saying, well, let's have a SAC. Let's have a committee. So I did have one today on a 5th grader.
So far, every one of these criteria are being worked on to the best of our ability at this moment.
Yes, until I can see what they're talking about, what they looked at, and that should have followed. Hondo School things should have been in the back of that letter. What did you see?
All the discrepancies.
Right.
Yes, and this is the data. And the one thing is, when you're talking about a school with 7 kids in a classroom, or what did we say, we have 33 special ed students,
231.
one student could throw it off. If we made one mistake, because the data, the percentages of the number, if we had 601, it wouldn't. But and that's everything here, when you look at data, that the smallness doesn't help.
So, but now we have someone doing the report. Is that our director?
The stuff in Nova is done by, Yvonne, and they're working diligently, and we're getting a lot of help from the schools. That's been amazing. And then when she needs information, yes, she goes to the director to have him pull the data that he can pull out for us. So yes, we are working to report everything accurately. And we just did our first one, so we'll find out on that.
Any other comments, questions?
No.
Irene?
No.
Thank you. I'm sure that's been quite a chore. Okay.
Okay, so Mary blew my thunder. and that's okay, because she did it as a public speaking. But because we have a CPO now, we will move along a little faster on the construction. Because what we've been waiting for is the CPO will, she has to now do all of the paperwork with the public school facilities group. And once they have that, they're going to be able to post an RFP. Some of them are Qs, I haven't figured out which is which, but the RFP, and that'll go out so that then the architects will apply to our job. And that we're hoping that that's done before the holiday break. And we can go to the next part, which would be doing the evaluation of it. So we're moving right along with that. And they were here, they did a visit the other day just to kind of see, in case anybody has questions to them, they came and visited Hondo and walked around. So the other part of the construction, and again, it's gonna boil down to money or going out for more money. I know you all do not wanna tear down the gym. And that was what you looked at when you went this way, because you have a nice gym. But what you don't know about the gym, it's got 40-year-old sewer and water problems. And so just, I don't need an answer, just to kind of put a little bug in your ear. If there is money or we go out, that may be something we come back to have you look at to reconsider. Just because it is beautiful, pretty much everything is great except the main parts. And that's what the school has had, to my understanding, is sewer and water problems for a long time. So everything else, we have no, big complaints.
It would be okay if they would, you said we got the money to make it the same size and bigger, or bigger, with the exact same design and stuff.
So it's not a total no if we can look at that. 'Cause
Well, they'll look at what you already have.
Because
When
and
they
the back
write your,
chairs.
when they go
Yes,
to the
oh, yeah.
legislature.
Oh, definitely.
Because at the volleyball game this past other day, they, like the fans from Clovis Christian, they were all excited. Like 6 of the fans went back to the cars to put their chairs away because we had all the backs on the chairs.
Well, that was my big wow, because I would sit in a different chair because I can't sit in the bleachers. So yes, that was a big wow when I came on board, that wow, but the small things.
Now,
So-
it was patterned after the Dora gym.
So we get it, but we want to make sure that, we don't want that to continue to be our water and wastewater
You
problems.
can get a brand new school and still have bad sewer.
Yeah,
I mean, that's.
that problem doesn't go away.
Well, no, because we're gonna hook up, I think the intention is to hook up all the new water and sewer to the new school. So the question is, are you going to leave the gym hooked up to the old? How are you gonna hook it up to the new if everything is under the floor? So those are just questions. Another thing is, when you go to your legislature, whether it's a legislative appropriation or another funding source, have them come and look at it so that you can request enough to build what you have or better. I don't.
You can do that?
Sure.
Well, PSFA, they're the ones that, were talking to me about it, and then there was one architect who kind of walked around. Actually, he wasn't, his wife was the architect, she wasn't there. But they said, in their heads, what they thought would happen is we build a gym for elementary, and then we build a gym for high school. And I said, I don't have 2 PE coaches, and that coach would have to go over to the elementary gym to do that. I said, so if you're talking there's money, then just build one big one like I have, but better.
What we
So-
had thought about was looking at a fine arts addition to where we could practice fiesta without messing up the floor. plus adding a real full arts program in music, because we have just pieces of it here and there. So that, at that time, that was kind of the discussion. I would like to know exactly where and what would have to be replaced in that gym. And I still think, I mean, to tear down a big structure, that's just a waste of money, in my opinion. But I think that you could, let's just find out what it would cost to, if we have to open up the floor, you open up the floor, but that's cheaper than a whole big
Well,
gym.
and it's almost time for that floor to be redone.
Right.
With new wood.
And you know what, it might take getting in the tractor in there, or, well, anyways, we're a
And
long
looking
way
at
from
the
that.
ceiling.
Those things
But
need to
just
be
a
fixed.
little, I just kind of want to add it, just so y'all know,
Mhm.
not to let that option go, kind of thing.
Because,
Um,
well, I had thought about adding some locker rooms, or making them bigger. But, I don't wanna waste,
Once
that
you
opportunity.
hire the architect, then those are all the things when you sit down and tell them the wish list, they'll draw it, and then they'll give you the price it's gonna cost to build it, and that's when things start coming out. And that's when you make that ultimate decision, whether it's a keeper or, can we do what y'all want?
I think you need a field house for football,
Or even an auxiliary gym.
Well, that was what we always talked about, was especially the elementary, getting to practice without messing up the gym floor, so.
Well, and that's why I think they were talking about a smaller gym and a big gym. I just worry about, we don't have the money for the teaching staff for that. But it could be used for other things. The teachers could go in and like you said, the dance could take place there instead of over in the gym. But those are all down the road, but just, so it doesn't wake me up anymore at night. I'm giving it all to you.
And then in my last school, they had the cafeteria that was dual purpose, and it also served as the gym, not the gym, excuse me, as the auditorium where they had the stage, where it was a great room, a second room where they could clear out, they had tables already there for the cafeteria kids, and then when it was an assembly, any kind of assembly, they would host it all in the cafeteria, aside from the gym.
Like tears.
Well, when we went to TRC, they have a marvelous cafeteria setting. And
They did all their
we even talked
presentations in the
about how pretty it
Yeah,
was.
because they had the seating already set up there.
But it was cool, because it had like a diner feel where you had booths for the kids, and they even had high tables. It was really cool. They did obviously look up, but anyhow.
And that's down the road.
And that
That's
was
gonna
just a
be
dual-
specific.
dual-
All of
dual
those
purpose.
things
You have
you
to be careful
see,
with those kind of floors for kids running on it.
so just so, I'm just giving you the information that when they're coming to talk to me, that you have the same information I have all the time. The next one is, of course, the evaluation committee. If you have someone that you want on it, you can send me a name. That's gonna come faster than we think, because now, once we get all of our paperwork, they'll tell me, get your committee together, and it's gonna be someone who may have to spend a day or two here to go through however many packets.
Is there
That
anyone
we
that can't be on it?
You guys.
Us,
We don't-
Yeah, it's really against it, that they feel that because you're gonna eventually vote on the top one, that could cause some problems. So it's just to keep you out of trouble. They think, it would be a good idea. January will be on it. She won't be a voting member. Mary, myself, will not be voting members, so we would probably look at having 4 people. I'm recommending Mr. Bennett because he's got a lot of experience working with contractors and stuff through the welding field. And then if you all have names, then we can certainly look at the background, because you want them to have a little bit of knowledge to help rank the architects. And that's what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be ranking them based on their packet. And even, what my understanding is their choice of contractor, who's gonna do the actual building. So, but we'll have advice all along the way with Mike Ortiz from PSFA. He'll be on our side the whole way through this whole process. And again, anytime you have big questions, like as we get ready for that next step, we'll do a Zoom with them. And that way you can ask anything before we get to the evaluation part, you might want another Zoom. You just let me know, because I thought that was great. That we did that they, because it answered a lot of questions for everybody.
Well, lots to look forward to. Any questions, comments? Alrighty then, let's move into our discussion action items. Mary?
Madam President, board members, I presented to you all the September financials for your approval. They are divided with colored paper, just to make it easier for you all to see the difference. The first section is operational expenses out of our operational bank account. The second section is the operational revenue, and then it moves on to the activity accounts. So, in the financials, in the operational disbursement detail listing, the expenses that we've made, if you notice the 41,000 on the first page, 224,000, that is for our debts. All of our debt service payments, they become due and payable in September and March of every year. So you'll see those twice a year. Everything else is pretty standard. Go through, if you have any questions, please let me know.
I had a question. Oh, it was about the computer technology loan.
The
grant
tech
or
note,
whatever it was
yes.
called, does that come available
Yes,
and gone?
we've only spent like, I want to say 16,000 through September. We spent 16,000, so we still have quite a bit left, but we're ordering more switches. We need 3 more switches that we didn't get funded for E-rate. We're also looking at some other purchases. I think we had talked about that electronic machine to strike the football field, paint an emblem, but it can also strike the parking lot, and it can do other things, so we're looking into that. We have some more purchases to look at, but we're getting there.
That was 300,000, right?
250. Yes.
And the Title I
Title
lab
I
got
lab is
all
done.
brand new computers.
Yes,
She's
that's
in Palm Heaven.
And it's wonderful.
That's Tina's, right?
Yes, they're in,
Brand new one?
yes, yes. Those old ones would spin and spin on their own. When one came up, so he could work, another one went down. This Christmas.
Yeah.
Did we buy a portable welder? What was that?
Oh, we bought 2 welders.
We did.
We had some CTE money that came in and had to be spent right away. Mr. Bennett was on it. He ordered, got it in.
So is it a portable welder?
They're not portable. Well,
Oh, they're big.
they're
I mean,
big.
They can't walk off.
They're not portables. They're not like on a little.
So they were
They're in a
15,000
stationary.
each?
Yes, I think so.
No, was it each or a total?
Uh,
It was one, it looks like a total.
It was a total, I think they were 8,000 each.
Yeah.
He got 2 of them.
And what was the difference between these and the ones they had? Because they just got some.
I don't know. I don't know what they had in there.
They had just got some on that legislative meeting, I remember.
Yeah, there was something that it didn't, yeah, it didn't come with it. And that was before And this was money that was, you know, spend it or lose it, and that's, you know, what he did
Next
because
gen or
culinary.
innovation or Carl?
Carl is. I mean, we still have this
That
year's
makes
money,
sense.
yes, we haven't spent any of that. We relocated some things just because we don't have a culinary teacher for next year, for next year.
So the bus lane cleanup one-time fee, what'd they do? Sweep?
No, they
Paved or
cleaned out here.
all over there?
It was this side because the snakes were bad at the
Yeah.
time, and so we had to, and the weeds were,
Fine.
they were about this thick. They couldn't be done with a weed eater. Mr. Bennett did try, but
Because
we
when
had to
I
hire
see bus lane, I picture
bus lane.
right here, but they
The
go
kids
there.
get off the bus and walk along.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were huge when I got here, and the
Yeah.
other company didn't even handle it, so we changed.
Anybody, questions? Other than me?
Looks good.
Somebody step up, ask the question. Let's see.
The last item, Madam President, or second to the last, I want to say, are your activity cash balances. And that'll be, of course, with the packet every month. But there's 2 bars. And the first one is bar number 9, ESSER. We just had to move money from one line item to another. It's just maintenance and cleanup. And also in our supplies, our family activity supply money, we just had to move money from instructional to supplies.
So you say it's a cleanup, but like you're calling it a 1,000 function, which is instruction. I understand that. But, it's just to, the elementary, so was it something specific or is it just to cover general
It's
supplies
to cover
and needs
general
in the
supplies,
classroom?
yes, and it was in instructional material, and that is specific. General
Yes.
supplies is not. So we moved it from one to the other because our purchases were gonna be supplies, not instructional supplies.
And are they like paper and all those things that we need?
I don't remember specifically.
Because it was $7,000.
Probably just general supplies like classroom supplies that are consumables, it wasn't workbooks, it wasn't journals or magazine subscriptions, which is instructional. It was just supplies, maybe envelopes, maybe they needed stuff for the students, hands-on stuff.
But they give you a list of what.
Oh, yes, they go through the purchase order process, yes, yes, ma'am.
But that's usually like just 1 year's worth, right? 7,000 roughly, or
Usually,
5,000?
those grants weren't written, those grants were written last year.
I see.
So there was intention last year. This year, we have, we're moving in
So
a
they're
different
grants.
direction. Yes, they're federal programs, so they're all written into the
They
grant.
come in.
And so we have to accommodate the changes that we're making. So we'll move, and all funds need maintenance.
Makes sense.
Any more questions? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the finance and bars report as presented.
It's properly been moved and seconded to approve the finance and bars report as presented by Mary. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Motion passes. I believe Mary has another presentation.
Yes, Madam President and board members, I would like to request that I have the authority to issue a bar, whether it's maintenance, new money, get it approved, get it in, have Ms. Ross always approves bars, and do that without saving it for the next board meeting, because sometimes we're on a time crunch, whether the money's gonna expire, they give us a fast grant and we have to spend it, or the purchase is, we need that purchase now, and we need to move money from, general supplies to an instructional material, vice versa, or whatever the case might be. And sometimes and then we'll present them to the board at the next meeting, but sometimes we need to get them in right away, and it just makes it real hard to wait a month. It's very hard. Most school districts in New Mexico do this. Most business managers have blanket authority for the year. It's something that most school districts do.
I understand that they have it most of the time there at the end to wrap up business. I don't know about the year, but I do understand how grant money can be moving in and out, and you have to make a decision on that. Is there a ghost down
Yeah.
I heard something. The goose, a ghost.
there? So is this something that we need for a year or months?
Well, there's gonna be times where it'll come up just before a board meeting and we can have it presented. But like Mary says, in those crunch times when we have to get it going, she doesn't do it by herself. I have to go in and then approve it.
Yes.
And then we can come back and give it to you as an information item that this is what we did. So we're not trying to cover anything up or do
Mainly
anything.
maintenance bars and stuff.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
And in that following board meeting, you'll see everything. And Ms. Ross does approve everything, but sometimes, I'll be honest with you, it's very hard to maintain a budget on a monthly basis. It really is. Sometimes you have to just do it fast so that so-and-so can do the purchase order, and, we're not really in violation of a negative in that, line item or.
And your turnaround time on your purchase orders? Yeah, but I understand those. Okay. Anybody have any questions, concerns?
I make a motion to approve, to give the manager of the bank, the business manager of the bank approval to submit budget adjustments.
Is there a second?
One second.
It has properly been moved and seconded to give a blanket approval. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Safety plan, Ms. Ross.
Okay, every year the school is required to, develop a safety plan. From the one I saw last year, it increased quite a number of pages, which we've been working on for quite a while. Actually, since I got here, started on this one, and, I don't understand why they don't go for a couple of years, that you put this in and
You have to do it every year.
I have to do it every year. So, this is our plan. You'll approve it, but like any plan of this nature, it can be improved upon should you have to, when you have let's say an evacuation, maybe I should change it to do this way, kind of thing. Sometimes I think unless you're in it, it might not be the perfect way, but we have maps and where we'll go, and we're getting ready to do a shelter in place this month. We have been doing our fire drills the way we're supposed to. There is a letter to the chief in Hondo for fire. He has all the dates. they're welcome, they were invited to come anytime. I will get a hold of the sheriffs when I'm ready to do the big one, which is the evacuation. Shelter in place, we're going to go around the first time to make sure their doors are locked and do that. The lockdown. Evacuation should be like fire drills, but we're gonna walk up to the clinic is where our first one is. But the lockdown, that's the big one, and I wanna, wait till the kids are a little comfortable. Those are scary. So, but we will have one at some point this semester. And I apologize that you didn't get it. I tried to send it twice, and it is so large, it just shook. It didn't really go.
It's good.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
A lot of information.
There's a lot of retyping in here, so we appreciate it, whoever was the one that had to do it, the lead typist. It looks like it was a template, but still, you still gotta make it work. And that's most of the problem when I find those things, it's just making the darn thing work. Any questions? I think it's good to see it all mapped out. I appreciate that.
No questions?
Jason?
Nope.
Okay. I will entertain a motion for school year 24-25 safety plan.
I'll make a motion to approve the safety plan.
It has properly been moved and seconded to approve the school year 24-25 safety plan. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion passes.
The next plan that I'm doing is due next Thursday, Halloween, is the attendance plan. And so we've worked out some of the goals already because there was a 9-day extension. I didn't even know that this was due. I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I saw the 9-day extension and I was like, oh, I better get on this. So I'll bring it. It doesn't require your approval, but I'll bring it so that you know what we're doing for attendance. Because it's due.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know there was such. Okay, so that's for our next meeting report. So next we're in item number 9. Irene, will you share your take on the TRC regional meeting? I call it the TRC, it's the regional board meeting.
It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it, and it's what do you say? It's things that I've been learning. I mean, I've been learning a lot since I got on the board.
It all made sense.
It's something different. I mean,
It's kind of the way it is. It all made sense after a while.
after a while, I mean, now I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and I'm learning more and more as I go on,
We did sign up for next.
and I'm enjoying it.
By the way.
By the way.
Yeah.
I knew that.
By the way.
Yes.
Taking the
Okay, but,
fire out of my rumble
okay, wait, you mean 25?
next
Oh,
fall,
for the next fall, for the next
a year.
Yes, next
fall.
But I'm gonna tell you, I never seen so much excitement for Hondo. Next thing you know, everybody was talking to us
I
and we
know.
were like popular. Oh, we're usually in the corner and we don't say anything, but, all of a sudden, Hondo was gonna be involved, and then next thing you know, it was at the MC, Hondo's gonna be involved, and they didn't even care about who was the other one, Hatch.
That's
They're gonna do the spring, and they, poor Hatch, they didn't get any attention. And then Jason and Irene, we were just sitting there, and another, what's his name, Stan Rounds, he's big time superintendent person, and I'm so excited to go visit you guys. I just can't wait. It's been a while and I just want to see you all. And then there was one other guy. You're gonna have your dancers, right? You're gonna have your dancers, right?
They
And I
did
said, well, of course. I said, we're not an imitation dancers. We're the real thing. And I told them, I challenge anybody to have an older program than what we do, because they don't. So anyhow, that's coming up. One last thing, NMAA has a new director, Dusty, is it Anderson? What's his last name?
Young.
Dusty Young, and I've known him a long time. I congratulated him, but he gave a real good talk. Sally Marcus has retired, and so Dusty is the new guy. And he's been associated with NMAA for a long, long time. So we had a little report on that, and what was the other one? Homeschool, and then we did another one on, AI and how it's being incorporated within the schools. And we were doing real good until she took us too deep, and we kind of zoned out. But other than that, it was very informative, and
it was.
they really went outside of the box. They had charcuterie boards, it's kind of new for us country people. And then it was olives and that white cheese, I was just digging it. And then, what was it? The red chili pecans. And then we had filet mignon.
Nice.
And they did it very simple. It was a carving station, and they just gave us a little bit, but they put it in a little biscuit. And I appreciated the fact, and I thank the superintendent for their hospitality. It was a long way, but it was enjoyable, and they really did a good job. So we have, it wasn't a lot, it was just a little piece tucked in a biscuit.
Who pays
But-
for that?
But
Who pays for that?
I don't know, I think we need to pay attention to that. But
Yes.
we need to step up our game now. So
Oh, that's pretty hard.
we're not gonna be doing
Yeah.
enchiladas. Okay, I love
But then we charge for them.
But you all only pay $10. The fee was only $10. So I was wondering,
I
which,
don't know.
you know,
We'll find
that's
out.
understandable, but still, I think it'll do Hondo good to us.
I think
Because
so.
It was interesting.
I'm not kidding, we became overnight sensations.
Cindy's like,
within
ooh,
5
because it's a lot of
seconds.
work.
People were just all over us. They invited the parents, and that's what we need to remember. And if we have any other programs, maybe by then, we can have FFA kids helping, and whatever we can add. We have a lot to offer in Hondo, just sometimes we forget, because we're so busy with what we've got. So anyways, y'all, here we go. Ms. Ross,
Start planning
We're gonna have to start buying new.
Oh, no, I know. Well,
I made a list.
She was told not to do it till the new school was built, but I see.
That's 5 years from now.
That did that. You and me both. Remember that.
That's 5 years from now. We're gonna, I don't know where we'll have it, but we'll figure it out.
Too many chickens.
Get ready.
Okay.
It can be nice. It can be nice.
It can be, we can do a good job. We've got good people.
Okay, so that the board knows, I did receive a retirement letter from Coy and Ellen. And that was as of yesterday, the 20th? Yes, the 20th, that they have retired from doing Hondo's water and waste water system. I did receive the letter at the beginning of October, so I started looking for companies to come in and do our system. And I did find a gentleman, actually I found two who would like the job. And one though didn't provide me the information that I had requested. I needed more, what kinds of fees do you have out there? And one did. He sent me a service agreement along with what he would be charging us. which is comparable to what, we're paying up until Friday. And, I wanted to bring it to you all first information, to let you know we're not going to be without. And hopefully, until we get our new system, he'll be able to put a Band-Aid where it needed a Band-Aid.
And they know we're getting the new school.
He doesn't yet. The other gentleman actually visited and knew, and that's going to be something different. It was really interesting that you could put the new system on a timer, like if something goes wrong, an alarm would go off on their phone. So once we get an upgraded system that's, in this century, it's going to be a lot different, just talking to the one gentleman. But his prices were extremely expensive, plus he's coming from Alamo, and we knew we would have to pay a lot of money for travel, where this gentleman is coming from Roswell, and he even lets us know that it's in here, travel. Oh, here, it's $90 to travel. I'm sorry, 54. Looks like the travel is 54 for 90 miles. So, you're not getting, it's not gonna be a whole lot where the other guy's coming a lot further. So.
Are they like a 24-hour, what do you call it?
He can be, he does have an emergency rate. So if something were to go wrong and once he comes on board, I can ask him, what would it cost to put an alarm system on? And he'll go through it, he'll provide us with our certificates of the water, the tests. So we'll have all of that, which it's supposed to be kept here at the school, those kinds of things. So another thing that I don't have to worry about anymore, because it's like, we're in Hondo and it's hard to get contractors to come, either they're coming from Ruidoso, Alamogordo, or Roswell. And even our fire system people, when they come out, they're coming from Albuquerque. So there's a lot of things that have been done here that they have to come, even the alarm system that was put in at the end of last year, the security system, they come from Albuquerque. So we pay a lot of money in travel. So having somebody as close as Roswell is.
$54 doesn't seem too much.
No, and that's, I think that when he wrote 90, that's both ways apparently. From what round trip, from what I can see.
And are people that are in Albuquerque, are the fire panel
Yes.
and the, what else?
Um,
The door.
Yes, the doors. They are from Albuquerque.
And they got that situated?
We're so much better.
It works better now.
Yes, and it, we wouldn't pay until they fixed it, and once, and really, when you go up with your card, sometimes you just listen, you can hear that little click, or if you don't hear well, if you put your hand on the knob, you could actually feel when it lets loose of the door. So just getting people comfortable with that. Their cameras are working so much better where they just hit the camera button with the computer and they unlock it. So we're gonna pay them now because we've been finally satisfied.
Yeah, you literally have buildings you couldn't get into until a certain clock goes on. So it's a card?
Yes,
This is
this is what gets us in.
Everybody has that.
The teachers do.
Yes.
Now, we were having, oh, it's great, this is how the new school needs to be,
It is
is
fabulous.
this safety. And it was, we have had a glitch, but we just pick up the phone, if we lose power or something happens with it's all based on our bell schedule, but it'll tell us it's offline, we just pick up the phone and it comes back up faster than when I first came on board.
So it's a slide or?
No, you just go up and you just tap it.
The kids, they don't
Oh,
have
no,
that?
no,
Just for staff.
No. And the fact that we thought about giving the teachers an extra card when the kid has to go out of the building, but they're monitoring it so well that they see a kid at the door, they let them in. And the students, I think, are hearing the sound, so they know too, oh, I can open it now.
And do we have that at the gym and the activity?
No, the only places he put it were the building going into the front office,
Okay.
the cafeteria and the high school.
And junior
Oh,
high.
and the junior high. That's all that was put in.
So the elementary still locking.
Yes. Yes, that was not considered. So,
With a new school coming, do you want to spend?
yeah, and that's something that,
The camera.
sitting with the architect, really getting that in the plan, being, up to date,
Mhm.
which all new schools are really doing that, and looking at the safety features. I guess, this company was contacted at the end of last year to put security windows in, and so I've been, constantly somebody's calling and I tell them, no, we're not gonna do that. I don't care what somebody promised you in the past, we, are gonna tear down the building. We'll have it built in, kind of thing. So a lot of people are real sad that we're not spending money to do that.
And I will just say at the leadership retreat for the school board over in Taos, and I don't know if Irene remembers, but they just said that's the biggest waste of money you can have is the glass.
Well, there was a lot of waste during COVID.
Yeah.
And you look back on that, and had we have had the hindsight, oh, we could have spent that on a lot of different things. So, but we live and learn, and I think that expenditure is helping me think about security a lot closer. Will this really help us here in Hondo?
Anybody? You're good? Okay, Adam, athletic director time.
This football team is limping towards the finish line. We got our last game Friday. We have 8 healthy guys we're going with. We're looking more like a young JV team than a varsity right now. We got 1 senior and the rest are 8th graders, 9th graders, and a couple sophomores. But they're sticking it out. They're tough. I'm sorry.
Who's your game with?
Dora. They're pretty good. So it's gonna be a rough one, but I'm proud of those boys. We had a
At
talk.
least they
with them.
stuck it out.
They stuck it out. They
And they're young.
And they young, so they'll learn.
a couple of them talked about maybe not sticking it out. We talked with them and they did, so I'm really proud that they did.
Good job, because I'm glad to hear that. I was really concerned, so good job.
We'll get them through it.
Even if they're on the ground.
Talking with coach and stuff for next year, we're looking, we may just have to have a middle school team. I don't want to do that. I want to keep our varsity going. If some of those other classes decide they don't want to play, then, we do have a good group of middle school kids coming up. But I don't want to do that. So hopefully we can keep some of these kids. I've had conversations with them. I need you to help me with this one, stay eligible or come out and play or whatever, because they respect each other, and they'll work for each other and work hard for each other. So that's what we're trying for. That's what football is looking like. Volleyball, they're right in the middle of a district championship. If we win out, there's a good chance we'll be district champions. Losing to Alamo Navajo, it's going to come down to us beating Alamo Navajo when they come here and beating them by more points if both of us take care of what the business we're supposed to be there. The girls are pretty excited about that, though. If we win out, that'll put our record at 12 and 11.
And if we do that all the way, maybe we could advertise for that Alamo Navajo game.
Yeah,
Try to get as many people here as we can.
it's set up pretty good. I mean, that's the last game of the season for us.
When is it?
Is that,
November 8th.
oh, that's senior night too?
Senior night will be November 7th.
Oh,
the night
okay.
before next. Yeah.
Get it on the Facebook and everything and on the billboard. Because I think, if we could pack the gym.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be really good.
Hamburgers.
It's been amazing, you know, to watch all of this happen. They're very motivated and just excited, and it's all awesome.
And that's all the football team needs is just 2 or 3 wins like that in a season to get their attitude totally different.
Well, that's
all they-
any of the teams. And they started out, at first, we thought it was gonna go
Very
different.
promising.
Yeah.
It did look very promising, and then, you know, things happen. But
The injuries
it'll happen
in that
next
Sosa
year,
game.
I think, you
The
know.
injuries in that Sosa game, I mean, losing David, losing Adams, broken hands, you know, their casts, losing Ish. Those were significant. Those are 3 of our starters right there, so. I
And we
mean,
were this
it's bad.
close to making the first touchdown that night.
But you know, it's good though that the rest of the kids got to play now.
Yeah.
Now they're learning that they can run and
Right.
even though sometimes I was all ready to jump over the fence because Angel was on the ground. I thought, oh my God. And I thought, no,
That's good.
I'm gonna sit down and hit.
And then I got an email today, I haven't even had a chance to share it with Ms. Ross, but, I applied for, the NMA offers grants for startup programs and for general maintenance. So I applied for one of each for powerlifting, and they granted us $500 for powerlifting. And then for basketball, for boys and girls, I applied for, because we don't have practice jerseys, we have one good basketball for each. So they didn't give us money, but they did give the boys 6 brand new basketballs and the girls 6 brand new basketballs. So that's
Wonderful.
that's
Good job, Emma.
significant.
Good job.
Well, thank you for doing that.
And that's right, thanks for even.
putting
How
it
can we
in.
get them practiced? Do we need to do fundraisers or do we need to?
We're gonna have to do some fundraising, yeah. It's just hard with all of them play football and all of them play volleyball, so they're in the middle of those seasons, so I don't wanna take away from that either. But
As a general athletic program, you could probably get it.
yeah, and I work with a guy in Roswell that'll he got us some before for like $16. And that's printed. I mean, it's just gonna say Hondo on both sides with a number. But it's just practice jerseys. We don't need big old fancy things, so when we're able to, I have some things I wanna do, kitty camp here coming up once football's gonna be done, and volleyball and some things like that to try to raise a little bit of money for basketball, but like I said, I don't wanna take the focus off what they're doing right now. But the basketballs that's great to have.
Now we just gotta keep them in the gym.
They'll be under 3
Yeah.
different locks again.
Yeah. People in the gym.
There's a lot of motivation going on out there, and you can see it. You can see it inside the school with, you know, the kids coming and doing the pledge, and they've taken the 5th graders and 4th graders under their wing to help say the pledge as well.
I think it's a lot better. It seems like the attitude, everything's changing.
And we don't
little by
explain
little.
anything.
Yeah.
Like, us in the office, the seniors explain to the 4th or 5th grader what they have to do, how they have to talk in the intercom, they do all that. We don't do anything, so it's really nice, it's really nice.
We do birthday cake, for the birthday. We did August and September, so if you had an August or September birthday, we made birthday cakes. The seniors helped us pass them out. We called the kids out to give them a cupcake. We're doing this Thursday? This Thursday, we're doing October. So again, you know, it's things that the kids are noticing, oh, if I come to school, I don't wanna miss that.
Eagle feathers on
So we
Thursdays,
do
they have
Eagle
to be
feathers
here.
on Thursday, and if they're absent, then their name goes back into the bucket to be pulled another time. I don't save it because it's also helped to promote, attendance, which we now have a
All the
plan we have
updates
to
on
do.
Facebook and everything seem to be going.
Oh, the newspaper and.
I think the
and,
community likes all
Facebook.
that stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Has there been an October newsletter?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
It's been emailed.
So if you ever have any
No, I haven't.
announcements that you'd like to share, please send it my way.
We try now to get it out. We were a little late on one of them, and I
That was
said,
the
no,
first
we've
one.
got to, I've already put in mine. I said, no, we've got to really get them out at the beginning of the month. And it's going to be hard because the next 2 are going to be shorter months.
Right.
So staying with it and, you know, with everything else having to do, we're staying on everything. It seems to be going really
And the
well.
kids love it because they're like, hey, I saw my picture in there, where's my picture? So I'm like, tell your teachers, give your pictures to me.
I just want to share with you that I have jury duty, but anyway, other than that. I am a volleyball official, was in jury with me. I've known him for a long time, and he said, I just want to compliment you all because Hondo's volleyball team, they're playing volleyball. They're not highly skilled yet, he said, but they're playing volleyball. And it was nice to see that the girls were engaged in really trying, and he refs in California, he refs everywhere. So I said, well, thank you, and I did ask him about the nets and standards, and he said everything was up to par, so that's awesome too. So you have to have all that. Do you have a basketball schedule yet?
Yes, it's not pretty yet though.
Okay.
It's written on my calendar,
I gotta
just
put it on my
typed out
book.
real quick, but
Or I don't get to?
I'll
It's the
have
same teams
I'll
in
leave that for
district,
the newsletter.
Corona, Mountain
Yeah.
Air,
Corona, Mountain Air, Alamo, and
Mendoza.
MAG came out, right? MAG is out of our district.
right there with,
They are.
They're still in 1A though.
They're 1A. but
There's still one, maybe we got a shot.
It's funny because they put MAG over there with Quemado and Alamo over here with us, and it's further to go to Alamo. for
Isn't
us than
that
it is.
strange that they did that?
Right, had to balance it.
But yeah, they're out of our district.
But so you guys know too, Teresa is planning a big senior night. And so I'm gonna put out an email tomorrow. I was just waiting for one more thing from her, but it was so busy this afternoon, I haven't even looked at my email, so it's a good thing you didn't send me. But she would like help with the baskets that she wants to present to our seniors. So if anyone wants to donate anything, just let me know, candy, little bags of candy or something. She'll build the baskets. We're gonna ask all of the staff to help us so it's memorable, and that's something that can become a tradition. But it can't be on one person's shoulders. She's busy, staying focused on the big win, which I foresee. So we're gonna see how we can help her get that done. But you know as well as I do how important senior night is. Oh, and that might be a time to do remember the big pictures. We used to do pictures at Escalera. didn't
We did uniforms too. I don't know how much
Yeah,
that would
well, we might
cost,
not be
but
able to
that's a
do
little
that,
bit.
Remember how you wanted to make the posters?
Yeah.
So just something, but she's got big plans and
I
it's
think
awesome.
He's learning how to use it. I'm learning how to use it.
To reach out and ask for our help too, because we all want to be a part of their lives.
Mhm.
And the last year of their lives.
The last year, their school life.
For their school lives, yes, exactly. Sorry,
Well,
but
that's
yeah.
exciting. It's good to hear that, yeah, even though we have some challenges, somewhere along the line, it'll spark the football. We'll come back. We were a football town there for a long time until our numbers just kind of, they got a little iffy. But they always said nobody could hit us hard as a Hondo Board. So,
I
That
think
was
our middle
something
school group is, like I said, if we have to go that route, because freshmen can't play middle school, we have the 4th graders who are playing with the incoming 8th graders, with the incoming 7th graders. We'll have enough, and that group's really good. And
That's
that 5th group coming behind them is gonna be really good.
That's right, because it's all
Sure.
boys.
what is the way we could convince these other kids to?
I would like to have both. I would like to have a varsity and a middle school team, and maybe float some of those kids a little bit, but I want both. That's my goal, is to keep the varsity and have a middle school schedule, even if it's 4 games.
You start
Just to
learning.
get them used to it and
Well,
ready for varsity.
Aren't you gonna be running like summer conditioning and stuff? So that might, we're going from basketball into, well, Fiesta will pass and then summer conditioning, that might, because they feel like they feel better about themselves because they're physically,
That's what
feeling
you're
better.
saying, too.
That might encourage them to
Kids have
wanna
to come out
go
during
for
the summer.
for football.
So that's key.
And he
They
has
have
a
to.
plan. Well, he has a plan, and that's the most important thing, is he has a plan. So,
I'll help you go
what
get
date
them
is
from their house Saturday.
Turkey Bingo?
November 14th.
Okay, put November 14th on your calendar, because we're gonna
That's a
play
bingo.
Turkey Bingo, and turkeys are the prize.
Does it cost to get in at all?
No.
sir.
Like
No.
if someone
No,
asks
it's
us,
a
it's free.
family, it's a
Okay.
family
I don't know, I'm not
engagement.
really that sport anyway. Something told me to be.
But no, it's
A bad
family
sport.
engagement, so it's to get parents into our school, with the kids and participate and have a good time is mainly what this is all about.
Or is it gonna be in the gym or?
Well, we were thinking the, cafeteria,
That's what we're thinking.
so we might have to bring in more tables. We're not sure how big it'll get, but I think once we have one, and each time it'll be different, people are gonna wanna come. They're gonna wanna come out and be a part of the family engagement.
If the kids leave, too.
Cause you could even fold the tables and just put regular, probably fit more regular tables in the cafeteria.
Yeah, we could bring more if we had to. We could rearrange them from the way we have them for the kids and add more, because,
Pretty good seating there.
yeah, and there is, they're just hard to sit.
Yeah,
They're too low.
I did that too.
They're too low and then me, I have to have two of them because I can't fit on one.
Adam's getting all of that. This is his admin project. And so,
Are you buying it or?
Mr. Romero, actually, he does his for the Holland Carnival,
Oh, okay.
and I've got, he's gonna help me from the middle school, I have Miss Montoya helping me from the high school, and Miss Rice helping me from the elementary. So he said he would call it and use the one that he uses for the Holland Carnival.
and we're able to give them a stipend because it comes out of the funding we got for family engagement. So it'll be fun.
Mr. Dino, how are we doing on discipline overall?
Wonderful. I have kids come to my office all the time, but not for discipline. So they like to go in there and need a quiet place to study or something. So discipline has not been a problem.
So that's like, I'll hear Dino walk the hall.
Yes, most definitely. You just kind of interact with the kids.
Because you would always find Miss Ross in the hall.
Well, not with these reports as much as I would like,
Yeah.
but yes, I get out. But I stand, when the kids are going out and
Mhm.
fire drills, I'm trying to, teach them. We go out, you gotta hear what, I might have to tell you something important. So, and they know, they're starting to call me by name. And so that's nice. That wasn't at first, but it's really nice. Even little Charlie.
She gives you a hug every morning.
Yeah, so you've made it when that happens, that you're accepted, when the little ones run up to you and hug you, or, Mrs. Ross.
Mrs. Ross.
She just calls me Jackson's dad.
He asked for her to.
So, Ms. Ross, do we have a need for executive session?
No, we really don't. I put this in now so that should something come up from you all that you want, it's already listed that it could be one of those
Yes.
3 important things is why I added that this time. But I don't have anything unless someone else has something they want to go in for.
Leave it at their time.
So therefore, any items for the next meeting that we, the attendance plan?
Yes, the way it goes in, I'm gonna see how I print it. But yes, I'm hoping that once I hit the submit button, I can come back and print it, so that you all can see.
And I just, before we get to this, I just want to say thank you, Adam. Thank you, Berdino. Thank you, Ms. Ross. Thank all of you for keeping that. You have the upbeat in your mind. You know where we want to go. And I just want to say thank you, because it takes a lot of extra energy. It takes a lot of courage to reach out there and just say, let's try it. So we appreciate all of you for just having the
Think it's
gumption
working too.
to just get.
It is, so I have an awesome team. They are all part of a team, teachers, everyone, and they're all awesome, and I think even the majority of them you'll see they're just as upbeat and excited,
That's good.
for what the year is gonna bring.
It's a long year to be dragging, so good.
Oh, exactly.
So November 18th, is that our next date, folks? Before we, that's the third, oh, my bad. No, 18th is a Monday. Is the
Yes,
third Monday.
18th is the third Monday.
Board meeting, November 18th.
Ken and I be absent that day.
That's not Thanksgiving, is it? I mean,
I guess if you need to, there's.
No, I
sometimes
think,
sometimes.
That's the
look at your
official
calendar.
start date of basketball.
I think it starts on the 20.
Is it?
22nd.
Anything important, we can present it for you, but yeah.
Well,
That's,
I might be done.
21st is. I was gonna say, what time is practice?
Okay,
Oh,
21st.
and when is the
Oh, so
turkey
it's still
dinner?
7 period.
Are we doing that?
21st.
yeah, but you're not
21st,
limited
the
to
turkey
time
dinner?
anymore, are you?
What are we
Is it
gonna charge?
still,
We need to tell Ms. Bernina to put that in the
how
newsletter.
much time you're allowed to practice with them?
We're not.
Yeah, that's right, love that. Yeah, remember when that
Oh,
was?
looking
in the menu.
So you wanna
25 a
miss,
week.
Call in.
it
So
would
that
miss a
kind
bit.
of have the-
Yeah, so
that's a
How times have changed.
So any announcements at all that you would like to see go out to everyone, just shoot me an email with the date, flyer, whatever you have.
Did you take a picture while you were in TRC
I asked that very
Oh,
thing.
wow.
of you guys?
No.
We could put you in.
I know,
the
I'm dying to get a
thing.
board picture in there.
Yeah, you should have taken a picture. We're gonna
This is
have to
so
send a
wrong.
photographer next time
Yeah,
to catch you
we're
in
gonna
action.
need a media person to go.
Already?
Because we did become stars in less than 5 minutes. Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
did, so.
Well,
Okey
It was
dokey,
interesting,
anything
though.
else?
It was very interesting.
Anybody else? Okay. Therefore, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second. It is properly been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting of Monday, October 21st. Any discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes at 7:20. I never did ask for a question. I did ask for a question. I did. I asked everything I wanted to.
The exit gate is locked. If you guys
Oh.
go up to here, I'll close it.
Thank you for letting us know.
I backed up a couple of times.
And I know how to back up pretty good, but I just don't like doing it around that corner.
Coach Marcelino usually locks it for me this way, that way when we can just go out that side.
We'll see you.
But
Take
not
care,
if I right
everybody.
first.
See you at the
Might have to be a little bit later.
See you in the-
Elementary.
Yeah.
Eleven.
Yeah, maybe